When writing functions, as a programmer, you have to know how your variables will be passed around between functions. In C, there are two ways to pass variables between functions. You can either pass by value, or some people may say call by value, or you can pass by reference, or some people may refer to it call by reference. Pass by value means a copy of the actual value is passed. When you are doing any type of manipulation with your functions, the value that is stored in that memory location will not get modified because you passed a copy of that value. Pass by reference means that you pass the address where the value is stored in memory. Whatever value is stored at that memory location will be modified. Why use pass by value versus pass by reference? If you want the data that is stored in memory to change, you can use pass by reference. If you do not want the data to change at all, you can use pass by values. Most people use pass by reference when you want to return two or more values, but if you are returning a single value, then the preference will be pass by value. Let's create a function using pass by value. So our function would be void, and we're going to call our function change value or change val. And inside of the parameter list, we're going to take an integer and we're going to call this num. And let's create a simple printf statement. So let's change the value of our num variable. So num now is going to equals to the number that is passed through the parameter, and let's add 10 to the value that is passed in. And let us create another printf statement. So let us copy this line of code, but this time this code will be after the changes. Inside of the main function, let's declare a variable value, and the value is going to equals to 20. And let's create a printf statement. And let us create another printf statement to see what happened after the value has been changed. And we also want our return statement. So let us build and run this program. And start without debugging. When we run this program, line number 11 will print first. Before call, value equals to 20. Then at line number 12, we called the change val function will print this two line of code. Before changes, the value was 20. The second line of code inside of the function, we change the value that is passed in the parameter, which is num, and we add 10 to it. So 10 plus 20 will give 30. After, it will print changes after, then it will come out from the function change val, and then it will print line number 13 after call. So after call, our value still remains at 20 because we passed a copy of 20 to change val function. Now let's make some simple changes to our change val function, but this time we are going to pass by reference. And to do that, we just will make simple changes. So we're going to change num using a pointer. So when we are passing by reference, we have to use a pointer that points to the address of the value that we are passing in. Because we declared our variable inside of the parameter as a pointer, we have to make the necessary changes. We need to change the num variable inside of the printf statement to a pointer as well, because they are no longer integers, they are pointer integers. And we also have to change this into a pointer and this num into a pointer as well. Now we make all the necessary changes to our function. We also need to make changes in our main function as well. So inside of the change val function, because we are pointing to a memory location, we need the address of that memory location that we are pointing to, and to access the value. And to access the value with a pointer, you need the address of operator. It's also called an ampersand or the and character. So by using the address of operator, you can access the value that is stored at that memory location. So now let us build and run, and the changes that we made now will affect the value that is stored in the address. The value will permanently change to 30 because we add 10 to it. So let us run the program, and here you can see the value was 20 before the function call. During the function call, the value still remained 20 because this is what it was before we add 10 to the number. You see the value now changed to 30, and the reason why the value changed to 30 because we manipulated or we changed the data that was stored at the memory location or the address of the variable. So that's the difference between pass by value and pass by reference. When you pass by value, you do not change the actual value of the variable because you passed a copy to the function. But when you pass by reference, you pass the address of that variable. So whatever value that is stored at that address will be changed.